Hi everyone, Yoga Jewel here, and I am with you to teach a Yin Yoga sequence, specifically focusing on the legs, the hips, and the low back. I'm going to begin with a brief meditation with some gentle movement. So for those of you that maybe aren't so into getting on the ground, practicing, or have some mobility issues, you can still maybe tune in for the initial 5 minutes of this practice. And we'll move through some things that you may find accessible and then tune out, okay? So for today's practice, if you are doing a floor sequence with me, you'll need blocks or some kind of containers that you can put your hands on that can bear a little bit of your weight. This is a yoga block, so if you have books or something like this that you may want, that's also a great option. And then for any kind of floor sequence, I really encourage the use of cushions or pillows. If you are fortunate to have a bolster, please use that as well, like bring that near your mat. And we'll begin very shortly. I want to introduce myself also. I'm a social worker at a hospital. And I've been teaching trauma-informed mindfulness and yoga been teaching for about 15 years now or so. And I try to offer accessible practices. And especially during this time, I'll be increasing my video streaming so that people can tune in, check in with themselves at home. So we're going to begin. You'll notice I'm in this cross-legged shape. Totally inaccessible. You don't have to be here. It's just the way my camera's set up. This is easiest for you to see me. So I encourage you to grab a chair. You can sit with your legs straight as well. They don't have to be folded. But all really that I ask you to focus on is having a tall spine. So even if you want to lie down, you'll be stretched out. That'll be good too. So let's begin. I'm going to ask you to close or to lower your eyes. And you can rest your hands in any place on your body. And begin connecting with your breath. So if you're newer to meditation, this will be a short one, maybe something that you'd like to explore. I am doing this in my home, so if you hear some background noise, that is the family that lives upstairs, their little kiddos. And one thing that is very important with meditation as you drop in here and begin to focus is to allow for whatever's showing up around you. So we're not trying to make everything super quiet or to stop our thoughts. Our meditation this evening is going to be about holding space for whatever it is that's showing up in our bodies. So we're going to start on a physical level. As you sit here, how do you physically feel? Physically, your legs, your back, your shoulders, your arms, your head, your face. You can think about 1 or 2 words, just naming how you physically feel in this moment. And then whatever that feeling is, taking a breath in and a breath out. Just acknowledging your physical experience. We'll move on now to your emotional experience. And so emotional definitely ties in with the physical. How's your heart feeling? How's your gut feeling? Negative or positive, tuning in, naming 1 to 2 words, exactly how you're feeling in this moment without sugarcoating it. Just being really real and honest. And taking a breath into that and a breath out. Now we're going to check in mentally. So where's your head at? What is your thought patterns like? Busy mind, empty mind, somewhere in between. Just noticing how your thoughts, how your mind has been feeling, maybe within the last 3 or 4 hours. And whatever that experience is, allowing yourself a breath in and a breath out. And now we'll take 3 focused breaths. Once again, just noticing our physical, emotional, and mental states. We don't need to think about them anymore, but just holding space for them for these next 3 breaths. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your nose or mouth. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. And then very gently bringing your hands to your heart, and you can bring them together or you can just place your hands on your heart and gently open your eyes. Okay. So a few stretches if you're just staying for the opening portion, just straightening your legs now if they were crossed and shaking them out. We'll begin with a simple twist. So arms reach up, breathe in, and on your breath out, twisting to your left. Inhaling to sit up tall. Exhaling to look over towards the left any amount. Breathing in, reaching the arms back up, and breathing out the other direction. Inhale for length. Exhale for a little bit of depth. Inhale, reaching both arms up again. Exhale, release your arms by your side, seated cat-cow. You can come into cobblers, or you can cross your legs again in the opposite direction, or just seated with your legs straight. Inhale to lift your chest forward and up and look up. And on your exhale, round your spine and look down towards your heels. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. 2 more. Good. Neutral spine, little bit of a neck stretch. Take your left ear to your left shoulder, and you can remain exactly where you are, or you can reach your right arm out and to the right. You can't see my hand, but it's just reaching towards the right. And just allowing your neck a bit of a stretch. Eyes can be open or closed. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Lift your chin back to center, other side. So ear goes down, this time left fingertips out into the left, reaching. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Okay. Bringing everything back to center, just bringing your chin towards your chest and bringing your shoulders back and behind you. And lifting your chin, just add your arms, little cactus arms, but out and back. Lift your chest, breathe in, and exhale, arms by your side. Okay, we're gonna dive into the leg portion of our class. I hope you enjoy the little stretch and the meditation for those of you only able to tune in initially. All right, so we're gonna take it to our mats. Bring your containers along with you. And our first pose is going to be actually a very basic kind of gym quad stretch. So you can do this standing if you want. You can do this again hanging off the couch if you want. take your right arm out into the right, and then, or any side is fine. And you're going to take your top leg, reach back and catch it. Now, this isn't accessible for everyone, so you can grab a scarf. I should have told you that in the beginning, my bad. You can grab a scarf if you want, or like a t-shirt, anything that kind of gives you space to hold your leg. You can even just bend it back like this and rest it on something. Entirely up to you, but we're here for about 7 to 10 breaths. So get comfortable. I'm lying on my right arm. This is the kind of thing, this practice, Yin Yoga, I'll talk a little bit in the poses, was inspired by and originated from traditional Chinese medicine. And so the idea in this practice is we want to really relax all of the muscles in the poses. Unless you're really flexible, then do some engagement. But we want to relax the muscles so that we can access the connective tissue, that's the web that surrounds the muscles. So we just kind of want to hang out, get into those areas. And the reason it's derived or inspired or birthed out of TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, is because the poses that we hold for longer periods of time, it's kind of like acupressure. So if you've ever had acupuncture before, we are literally holding poses along our meridian lines to increase flow, increase energy towards our major organs, vital organs. Okay, and then we're going to release that top leg now. Oh, if it feels a bit achy, you're doing it right. Okay, but we aren't going for pain. We can have a little bit of discomfort, but not pain. You just switch sides. So opposite leg back, you can rest on your hand or you can lie on your arm. And closing your eyes, allowing yourself to breathe. If you're not one to close your eyes, you don't have to. You can kind of focus on one spot, but if your mind is wandering, just bringing your attention back to your breath. This is a very quiet practice. The essence of yin is cooling, settling, passive, womb-like. And that's sort of the energy that we've been in recently, kind of needing to stay still. So I thought this practice could be nice as a way to just notice how we are reacting to being still. It's hard, it's tough, but giving our bodies an outlet for some of that repressed or stored anxiety, tension, and energy while we're on shutdown. Take one more breath in, a full breath out, and then release. Oh, okay. And we're gonna bring ourselves up now. We're gonna come into a tabletop position. All right, and this is where you're gonna need your cans or your blocks. Okay, I'm gonna bring, because I happen to have one block. Bring it over. Okay, and we're going to step our right foot forward. Okay, so a low lunge. And bring your hands onto your props, knee over ankle. It's okay if it's a little forward or back. Now, if the back knee is tender, you can put a pillow or a cushion under it. Some people roll their mat Hopefully some of you are practicing on carpet, which is amazing. So this is definitely a more active pose in the sense that it can be very heating for the body. And I specifically chose this sequence this evening because we store a lot of tension in our hips and through our legs. I also was requested to do this class, but we store a lot of tension through our legs, and if you've been practicing for a while, you know our hips are the seat of a lot of emotion. So if we can hold a bit of space in these areas, again, within reason, if anything feels too much or too overwhelming, full permission to back out of a pose, come out of a pose, come back into a pose. Really embodying that mind frame of listening and meeting your body exactly where it's at. So we're here for about 3 to 5 more breaths, and we're going to then stay in the pose but take a variation. I feel this, for example, through the front of my left leg and the outside of my left hip. I'm not directly on my left knee. I'm in front of it because we don't want to put direct pressure on the knee. Okay, so now I'm going to take my can on the inside of my foot and walk my right foot to the right and turn the toe out. Some of you will flex the foot so that the sole of the foot is facing forward. Some of you will just keep it down and bend the knee. Now, I know some people will want to come down to elbows. You are welcome to do that. So elbows can go on your cans or your blocks or the floor. But this isn't always the most accessible, so you're welcome to stay up on your hands or back out of the pose. Let's take 10 breaths together. Inhaling, exhaling, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale, in, out, and go ahead and take 5 more on your own, noticing the sensations that you're feeling in your body. Okay, if you're quite low, bring your hands onto your cans or containers and gently straighten the front leg. Okay, and then from here we're going to flex the front foot and just pause over that leg. You can take your right hand to your block or container, right hand behind you, left hand to your container, and then you can take your gaze either to the side or up, or reach your arm right up to the ceiling. So that's entirely up to you, the variation that you choose. So you may feel this on the outer right leg. Okay, and we'll change. So taking the hand down to the floor, lean all the way to your left and sweep the leg back. Good. Okay, and we're gonna go right to the other side. So this time left foot steps forward. All right, you're in the lunge. Hands come onto your containers. We're here initially for about 10 to 15 breaths. A little more silence on this side. Starting to notice the difference from one side to the other. Releasing any judgment around that, but just becoming aware. There's natural asymmetries in the body. Okay, so over the course of your next 3 to 5 breaths, we are going to take our container or blocks to the inside of our left foot. Walk your left foot slightly to the left, turn the toe outwards, and bend into the knee again. Hands can stay on the floor or on your containers. Some of you may have your elbows on your blocks or your containers. Okay, and we're here for another 10 breaths. Okay, notice where your mind is at. What's the silence feeling like in your body? If it's hard, that's okay. Just supporting your body with your breath. Knowing that silence, stillness is difficult. You don't have to be good at it or not. I really sucked at it initially. It's a practice, it builds, it takes time. And there are days where I feel just like this same day that I started. Like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. So just knowing that it's a continuum of experience. Start to help yourself up. Oh dear. Front leg remains straight. And you are going to take this time your right hand onto the floor or onto your container. Left hand to the low back for the twist. And maybe you want to reach your arm up. Optional, big breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll slowly release. Whew. Good stuff. Okay, coming onto your buttocks. Let's give those knees a little bit of a break. We will be coming back to the fronts of the legs shortly, but we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold first. So I do encourage, again, if you have a block, you can use a block or grab some cushions. Put them up in front of you, okay? Separate the legs to a comfortable place. You can put your hands underneath your knees, okay? And we're literally just gonna fold and rest our head. Toes relax, body relaxes. You can also round your back, that's no problem. And if you notice when you forward fold, if you're in the pose and you're relaxed, don't pay attention to this, please. But your body kind of rounds. I want you to sit on something because it creates a bit of an arch for your back. Okay, and you get to fold a little more. All right. So our legs, just with wear and tear over time, not just from inactivity, but from a lot of activity, get tense and tight. So this practice, just taking some time to spend time in shapes, to breathe into the muscles, tendons, ligaments, fascia in our legs, can be so important for our flexibility, for our back health. And if in particular you're an active person, these kind of practice may be very challenging initially. So just be patient with yourself, breathe into it, and give yourself a lot of choice and the option to back out of postures when and if needed. Four more breaths. Okay, take your time, slowly bring yourself up. Whew. Okay, so we're going to leave the legs a little wider. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Okay, and then we're just going to bring your right elbow on to the inside of the leg or hand. Just start to look towards your left. So you're good here. Okay, just accessing a bit of twist for the spine, or you're going to reach your left arm up and take a big stretch. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Some of you may want to reach your arm over, accessing the side body, which is a favorite of mine. Okay, look down to the floor. Roll your body down and then roll yourself up. Let's switch sides. Okay, so this time left leg goes out. Left elbow, hand, or wrist, okay? And you're welcome, again, to look this time to your right. Right arm can reach up, so it can be quite upright. Knee can be bent here as well. So you're taking this shape. Okay, and then slowly starting to take your 3 breaths in the pose. Maybe reaching over the ear to access a stretch through the side of your body. Okay, looking down, roll your body down and walk yourself back up. All right. Okay, we're gonna get back into the front of the legs now. So this pose, I must say, is not the most accessible. And so the pose that we did at the beginning of the class, where we were lying on our side, the quad stretch, you can do that again now, seated, or standing, or you can do it lying on your side or on the couch, okay? If you are going to venture into this next shape, you may want to try it, and then if it's not working for you, go back to the quad stretch. All right, so if you have a bolster, you're going to sit on your bolster. I'm going to assume that many people don't, so you're going to take that $30 couch cushion that you bought and use it for something good. And sit on it. So you kind of want to squish it so it's hard. You don't want your bum sinking down. Okay? And then we are going to take our left leg out. Okay? And so that our right knee is bent back. So, actually for camera purposes. There we go. Okay? So the top of the foot is on the floor. Buttocks is really well placed on something. If you're quite experienced and flexible, by all means sit on the floor, no problem. All right, and we're just gonna lean back a bit. Okay, if you are on something the way I'm on something, don't lie all the way down. Those of you with that flexibility through the front of the leg, 5 to 7 breaths, and then you can start to inch your way back, maybe onto a bolster, maybe onto blocks, maybe onto the floor. Okay, so we're accessing some ankle flexibility here through the front of the leg. And if you feel it in the knee, then I want you to lightly engage your low belly, very lightly, and lengthen your pelvis forward and up just to transfer the opening to the front of the quad, because we want to avoid overly pulling around the kneecap. Okay, all right. So sometimes I think of this one as like fear and trembling. We hold a lot of tension. This is probably one of our biggest, or is it the biggest, pardon my anatomy here, but one of our biggest muscle groups here through the front of the leg. And I feel it physically, mentally, and emotionally. So if you are on that page, connecting to your breath, really supporting your body with deeper breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale, and go ahead and do 3 more on your own. Okay, very gently. If you're all the way down, you want to go so slow. Help yourself up. You are going to lean all the way over to one side and sweep the leg out nice and slow. And we're going to pause, so close or lower your eyes. Allow yourself a breath in, a breath out. Inhale and exhale. Okay, moving on to the other side. So sweeping the opposite leg back. I want to demo on this side some higher props, but I'll just get you set up if you're there. So opposite leg sweeps back, flat foot, starting to walk your body back. Okay, so moving into it if you're pretty good. If you're thinking off that first side, you need way more support, you can sit quite high up in this shape, like super, super high up. Okay. And then straighten the front leg, because that just creates less pressure through the front of the leg. You don't want to overdo anything. You just kind of want to ease into your body. And one of the things that I say about stretching and kind of creating space for the body is the more you listen and the more you give opportunities for the body to recognize healthy movement, healthy stretching, positive experiencing, then the more it'll give. So, yeah, just my philosophy. So we're here 10 to 15 breaths. And if you're distracted, you can do belly breaths here. So the way to do that is inhale, focus on your low belly. Let the belly, ribs, and chest fill. Exhale. Feeling those parts of the body soften. Now you only want to breathe as deeply as you're comfortable breathing. Okay? If you start to breathe more deeply and you get anxious or overwhelmed, you're going to come back to a breath that's comfortable for you. Okay, last breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, and then you take your time over the next 3 to 5 breaths. We're going to transition, walking yourself up. You're going to lean to one side, slide the leg out, and then just find stillness. So you're just going to sit with the legs straight, eyes lowered or closed. And just let the legs relax and feel the sensation through the legs. Okay. I'm going to set up for our last pose now. So you're going to get comfortable. So you can grab your cushions, you can grab your blanket if you have one. And I'll demo your last pose because we're going to go right into Shavasana after. So I'm going to assume you don't have a bolster, but if you have 2 cushions or a pillow, bring them underneath your legs. Last pose is going to be bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, with a blanket over you. Okay? If this is uncomfortable and you're just thinking, that's not for me, it doesn't feel good, you're going to do knees together, feet wide. Okay? Or just transition into our final rest pose. So when I say final rest pose, you're going to just straighten your legs. All right? I'll repeat that again. Please get comfortable, maybe a little cushion underneath your head, a blanket for your body, stuff for under your knees like 2 pillows, bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, or option to just go right into straight leg Shavasana. Okay, so I'll give you guys a few seconds to get into that shape. So cobbler's pose, bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, arms by your side. Arms can also be in cactus on the floor. It's just a chest opener. And just noticing how you feel in this final shape. It's a very vulnerable pose. For some, it can come really easily, others not so much. But as you lay here, just noticing, coming back to that 3-part check-in in this pose with our feet together and our knees wide. How does this pose feel physically? So noticing if there's any tension in the hips. Do you feel any kind of sensation through the legs? How's your low back doing? in emotionally. How is your heart and your belly in this pose at this time of the practice? What do you feel? If you could name 1 to 2 words to yourself right now, without any expectation of what those words should be, how do you feel? And we'll do our mental check-in in this pose. Just becoming aware of where your head's at, where your thoughts are at right now. Did you drift out of the room somewhere? Can you kindly bring yourself back to this pose? Allow yourself a breath in, full breath out, making space for however you feel at this time, even if it's just the same or a whole lot different. And then go ahead, those of you with your feet together, knees wide, straighten your legs coming into final rest pose or Shavasana. And I'll take you through a brief body scan and then tune out. So body scan is where I'm going to name various parts of your body, and you'll let your mental attention move to those parts of your body. Over time, you may develop a felt sense of various parts of your body. You may develop greater awareness around varying parts of your body. And overall, this practice is meant to relax the nervous system. Okay? That doesn't mean that it will relax. The intention is for it to relax. So just again, choosing your own comfortable position and tuning in as much as it serves you. Beginning with the legs. So take your attention now actually all the way down to the feet. So you're going to start with the bottom of your left foot. Noticing the bottom of your left foot. Your left toes in any order. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Notice the top of your left foot. Your left ankle. Notice your whole left foot. Take your awareness now to your lower left leg, your left shin and your left calf, your left knee, your upper left thigh, your left buttock and left hip. Notice now the left side of your belly, the left side of your low back, the left side of your chest, the left side of your upper back, your left arm from the tip of your shoulder down your left arm to your left elbow, your left forearm, your left hand, palm of your hand, top of your left hand, left fingers, thumb, index, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Take your attention now to the left side of your neck, left side of the face, left side of your chin, left side of your lips, nose, your left eye, left side of your forehead, left side of your skull. Just becoming aware of the entire left side of your body, from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your left toes. Take a breath in, left side body. Full breath out. rotation of consciousness or rotation of your mental attention, right side of your body. To your right foot, the bottom of your right foot, the top of your right foot, your right toes in any order, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Your lower right leg, your right calf, your right shin, your right knee, your right upper thigh, your right buttock, your right hips, right side of your belly, right side of your low back, right side of your chest, right side of your upper back, your right arm, from the tip of your right shoulder down your right upper arm to your right elbow, your right forearm, your right wrist, your right hand, palm of your hand, top of your hand, your right fingers, thumb, index, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, the right side of your neck, the right side of your face, chin, lips, nose, your right eye, right side of your forehead, right side of your skull. Take a breath in. Take a full breath out, noticing the entire right side of your body. Now notice your whole body exactly where you are, from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Both of your feet, both of your legs, your hips, your pelvis, your buttocks, your belly, your chest, your entire back, both of your arms, your entire head, your entire face. And as you breathe and lay here, extending gratitude and thanks for yourself, for your body exactly as it is, for any small blessings or things or people or moments that are making this time more bearable, more lovable for you. Sending peace and comfort and support and wholeness to your hearts. Sending love and respect and gratitude to each and every one of you practicing. Take as much time or as little time as you like from here. I'm going to close. When you are complete, you'll just allow yourself to roll to one side and help yourself up, otherwise remaining exactly where you are. You're all very, very beautiful. And I love you.